Well then, people, nice to see you again. Good afternoon and welcome back to the Just Joe Football Show. Just a quick update for you. I've had to cancel the White Rose Rivals show at 6 o'clock. I'm sorry again. I keep having to move it about and stuff. Something's come up, which means I'm going to need to travel to Halifax. So I need to do that. Final Word will still be on at 10 o'clock though. So just to give you a quick update on that. I hope you're all doing well. Let's get stuck into it. Listen, as expected, there wasn't a lot in the press conference. I didn't think there would be. There wasn't any major talking points. RE transfers, RE poor results, amazing results. It was very much as you were, because that's almost like how Leeds United season is right now, isn't it? It's as you were. So we move, right? Our second string should beat Millwall. Well, let's talk about that. Like, I did put a Q&A in the chat for you just to say who would make your 11 for the FA Cup tie against Millwall. Please put that in there. Let me know, and we'll have a little chat about it. As I say, I don't expect this to be extra long, and I will be back for the final word at 10 o'clock, after Liverpool versus Tottenham. Thanks for all the members that came on the previous show, content creators as well, like Joe, like Wilco Whites and the rest, and content creators in the chat with the likes of Only League Bros and Matty, and everybody that supports the channel. So thank you all so much. But we're here to talk about Daniel Farke and his press conference, of course. So let's find out what his major talking points were during that time. So specifically, first and foremost, asked about the squad. Okay, so he says we're used to it. We're used to a busy schedule and quick turnarounds in games. You have to get used to it, right? This time it's a bit more strange as we're turning from a late kickoff last night, and we're in bed at 3 a.m. 1 day of preparation, which is tomorrow, and then we play again, kick off early morning Saturday. That does worry me as a fan. Like, obviously, I still think we should have enough, but like Farke said, he thinks Millwall will go quite strong. If it was away, I'd be a little bit more cautious. What I wouldn't want, right, is Leeds United to lose that great home record we've got. I know it's not in the league, but even still, I would not like Leeds United to come off the back of the game on Wednesday evening to then kick off, away at Coventry. You've travelled back to then kick off first thing Saturday morning or 3 p.m. Saturday morning. And it's like, it's 12:15 kickoff, I think it is, which is a little bit mad. So I would be disappointed if that that happened. But hopefully, we still should have more than enough. He said we'll definitely rotate a few positions due to the quick turnaround. Obviously, we'll change up a few more than just one or two positions. We know the manager prefers to just change up one or two. He says, look, we're going to have to change a lot more than that. And I'm for that as well. These lads that, are missing from the squad, that maybe aren't getting game time, need to get back in and play a lot of football. So he has said it'll be tricky for the rhythm of our players, because they'll have to get used to each other again. Look, I was very critical of the front three in the last FA Cup game where we played Harrogate. But there is that thing of maybe I was overcritical, because you do have to be wary of the fact that, of course, they haven't played a lot of football together, like proper game time. So we might see a little bit of that against Millwall as well, because you're looking at the front three and thinking, with the wingers and the striker, there will be changes there, right? You would imagine Joseph comes in, Nonto and Ramazani. So we need to hope that they're on song. And like Farke said, he believes that Millwall will take the tie very, very seriously. Joe said, I'd love to see Nonto or Solomon in the 10. I think you might see that. I wouldn't want to play Solomon personally. I think we should rest him. It's more important, the league, of course it is. I'm not saying I don't want us to have a cup run. The only time I'll say that is if we get beat, and I'll go, well, we'll concentrate on the league now. But I want us to beat Millwall. I want us to have a Premier League team at Ellen Road with that home record, with the form that we're in. I want us to beat a half-decent Premier League team at Ellen Road, because I think we can do it. I genuinely think we can do it. Even a Man City right now, it might sound wild, but I'd be up for having a go. Do you know what I mean? So, especially at Ellen Road, away from home, different. But if you come to Ellen Road right now in the FA Cup, which would be the 5th round at the time if we do beat Millwall, with the form that we're in, I want that. I'm looking forward to this. This was always under previous managers, even more so under Bielsa as well. He didn't really take them seriously. Farke's always done that with his Norwich sides, with this Leeds side. So I'm expecting a strong lineup. Millwall will go strong, of course they will, but they have their own. You know, Alex Neil's a good manager as well for this level. So he'll have a certain plan or have certain ideas. But yeah, on cup chances, he said we know it's not maybe realistic for us to win the FA Cup, but we want to go into the next round, and who knows? There'll be more rotation than normal, and supporters may have to be more patient, and it may be a bit more tricky. Again, yeah, this might be an opportunity for the Farke. I don't think Farke outers exist anymore, do they? To be honest, but there might be some that are critical of the manager that might use this as a stick to beat him with. But listen, if performance isn't up to scratch, then we know the reasons as to why, right? When you consider everything. Joe, do you think if we continue this form and bring it up with the FA Cup, do you think we could be in for a shout to win it? I don't think we'll win the FA Cup, no. Not when you've got teams like Liverpool. Liverpool's the main one in it. I think Man United are obviously, they beat Arsenal, but I wouldn't worry about Man United. But yeah, when you've got Liverpool in any competition, it's looking bleak. Newcastle's still in it as well. Bournemouth, even Brighton, these teams. I'm not sure who's actually left in the FA Cup. Let me have a look. And I'll tell you, like, who do I think will beat? Who should we be worried about is more so the point. There's a sec. So if we go, right, I want fixtures, don't I? That's EFL, not the EFL. I want FA Cup, man. Right, let's have a look at the draw. So, Man United versus Leicester. I'd take either on, genuinely. Leeds Millwall, Leeds obviously. Brighton Chelsea, both of them would be a worry for Leeds United. Preston Wickham, yeah. Exeter Forest obviously in the form they're in, but they'll change a lot because Champions League. Coventry Ipswich, yeah. I actually think Coventry might win that game at all. Blackburn Wolves, yeah. Wigan Fulham always do us in cup, but yeah, Fulham are a decent side. Birmingham Newcastle, I think you might see an upset. Birmingham could get something there because Newcastle have just come through Carabao Cup and don't have a massive squad. Plymouth Liverpool, Everton Bournemouth, yeah, worry. Villa Tottenham, but one of them is going to go out as well. Southampton Burnley, nah. Leyton Orient City, Palace, Doncaster, Stoke, Cardiff. I'm going like, yeah, why can't we win it? But obviously, City being in it, Liverpool, Villa or Tottenham, Bournemouth, Newcastle, Fulham. It's all the Premier League teams in it, but yeah, who knows? Like, look, Preston Wickham, right? Imagine we get through and then we get Preston or Wickham at home. Then we're in the quarterfinal. You know what I mean? So, and if you get to a semi-final, you get Wembley, don't you, in the FA Cup? So you just never know. I love this. I love this. Part of my daily routine. I've honestly not missed a vid. My girlfriend was mocking me at first, but she is now a firm Just Joe supporter. Big up to Alfie and his missus. Love it. We win on Saturday. We have 4 games to play. Exactly, 4 more games. 4 more games for FA Cup glory. Amazing. Last time we won 7-0, 72. Last time we won FA Cup, 72, right? There you go. You just never know, people. You just never know. So cup chances, yeah. We want to go into the next round. And then if we go into the next round, then let's wait and see who waits for Leeds United. On his approach, he said, first things first, we want to go through. It's also important to not do anything stupid when it's such a quick turnaround. So our medical department is important right now. We have to take the turnaround into account. Saturday to Tuesday is not too bad, but we have to have more attention around this time. We we are highly motivated to keep our winning run, but without risking anything. I think that's the biggest thing, isn't it? You don't want to lose that winning run, that momentum, that home record that we've got currently against Millwall in the FA Cup due to changes. But the scheduling is never kind to us, really, if we're being honest. Players getting a chance. He mentioned the bio, he mentioned Chambers. I don't think we'll see either, to be honest, because he'll go that strong. But he says, anyone available for training is in my thoughts. The only person not available is Patrick Bamford. They all have a chance to be involved in this match, is what he said. Shock, Patrick Bamford's not available. In terms of those that do have a chance to be available, let's do this now together as a group. If we go... 1 second. Let's do this now together as a group, folks. So, if we were to do this as a group, I think it's fair to say that Carl Darlow goes in goal. I'm trying to think of some positions that I think will be definite. Does he play Byram or Bogle at right back? Who does he play at left back? Do we see Vobra and Strout? I think we see Vobra and Strout come in. If Vobra's fit, he'll play him. And he'll play Strout for minutes. Do we see Isaac Schmidt? See, I forgot about that. SCHMIT. And then at left back, then we'll play Byram, right? I think that'll be the lineup. Maybe you might see Vobra and Strout switch around. I think in midfield... See, he played Guilavogui right centre-back last time. He might do that, but I thought it was a car crash there. So... Does he play Guilavogui in midfield, folks? How do you spell it, man? It's really hard spelling. It must be there somewhere. I love this spell it though. Goodly. Oh, yeah, it's there. Let's have a look. No. Who's Morgan Guilavogui like? There's only one, so we'll just put Morgan in there, all right? We'll put Morgan in there. Rothwell, because he was rested. So Joe Rothwell and Morgan Guilavogui. Up top will be Joseph. Off the left will be Ramazani. Off the right will be Willie Nonto. Or Willie, because I think he'll rest Aronson. So we might see James used again because of his engine. I think Dan James, and because he did at Harrogate, I believe, right? And then I think he'll do that. I think that's a decent. Do you think that's who it'll be? Something along those lines. You might see Guilavogui dropping at right centre back. Then again, he'll play Ampadu because Ampadu is captain. I think he might do that. Did he play him against Harrogate? Yeah, please welcome. Here we go. Confirmed by Joe. Morgan Guilavogui is signed. Yeah, I think he'll play James as well, just because of his pace, because of his engine, and the fact that we don't have a backup 10. If we had a backup 10, they'd come in. So I think, yeah, so Ampadu played. You might see Ampadu play, It might be Ampadu and Strouk at the back, Vobra at left back, Byram right back. There's loads of different permutations. But one thing, when the question was posed to him from Popey about Chambers and the bio, I don't think we'll see either, to be honest. I don't think we'll see either, folks. He was asked about the unbeaten run and how he keeps it going. We are willing to invest. The players should have outstanding fitness levels. That's one thing you can say for Farke. We are one of the, if not the fittest team in the league. He's very much like Bielsa in that respect. We train smart and don't take any risks with injuries. We train hard and we want to improve. If you have this, you can show consistency. we try and improve the squad each and every week. It is often my second season in charge is better than the first because you have more time to work with the squad. And if you think about it, obviously, if you look at that Norwich side, that was the case. He said it's a bit more difficult this summer to build because we had a lot of players leaving key positions, but you see players like Joe Rodon growing. Can't disagree. Our claim is to try and improve the squad, but this doesn't happen overnight. The credit goes to the players. Obviously, this question was about how, like, I think he was like unbeaten once in like 21 games with Norwich or something like that. I can't remember the exact wording of the question that Popey sent him. But when I heard that, I was like, maybe there is a chance for Leeds United to get 41 more points out of 45. You never know. You never know. Every win that we get, I'll be like, oh my God, we only need to get 30 odd out of possible. We can drop points in like, well, we can drop 4 points. 45 points available, 41 points record. We can drop 4 points. You never know. You never know. He was asked if he's learned any lessons from last season because, as we know, we had a massive fall-off. He says not too many lessons. Obviously, you need a bit of luck. Patrick Bamford was not available last year. Having him at the end of the season would have been different. I'm not sure I agree. Same for Pascal Struijk. I do agree on that one. To have both unavailable was costly. We hope for better luck this season and that key players are fit and firing. He was asked about Alex Neil. I'm not his biggest fan, but he's a good championship manager. Says full of respect for Alex and what he's done during his career. Always difficult playing against his sides. He's very experienced in the league. You always see his handwriting in his teams. He's always competitive and they always play with intensity, brave, and are brave. And don't waste time to prepare the attacks. Pretty quick in the head and always good feeling for him when we are the decisive footballers in his squad. It's always difficult to open his sides up. So, again, it might be a tough afternoon, especially when you consider Millwall's ethos. You know what I mean? It's very much like, I don't understand the Neil Harris getting rid because Alex Neil's cut from the same cloth. There's obviously a fallout at Millwall and obviously he said a few things, didn't he, as well, Harris? But, yeah, anyway. Baron Cross mentioned how a lot of the time fans haven't sung Daniel Farke's name, but they did last night in the away leg. And as everyone always says, the away support is always a good barometer of the overall fan base, of what the thinking is. So it's nice to know that went on, that they were singing his name. Farke obviously played it down. He says, my name is not important. It's always players first. Let them celebrate, then I'll go celebrate. I am aware of how important the supporters are. They are the club's biggest assets. They are the most important thing, and players should be in the spotlight. I don't need it anymore. Maybe as a young manager, I needed to hear my name or ride horses into stadiums. For me, the most enjoyable thing is to see my lads on the pitch and the supporters happy after a win. But it's nice to know that he's getting that rightful recognition by a lot of sections of the fan base. There might still be some out with the knives, but he's getting a lot of praise and rightfully so, and it's great to see. To be honest, I'm happy for him. I'm genuinely happy for the manager because he deserves it because he's been phenomenal. He was then asked about Guilavogui and the signing of JUSTJOE, not his brother, from the actual one. He said, first of all, the quality as a player. Like he's played 300 Bundesliga games, played in a French side in their prime where they were winning every tournament. 7 caps for France says a lot about his quality. Can't disagree with that because France, especially over the past decade, like are fucking unreal. their squad, their depth's insane. You know, you're talking, even like when you look at centre-back, the likes of like Kanate, Saliba, the list goes on up top. Because Griezmann, just everywhere, Pogba, all these names, Kante, Guilavogui, just all these names, it's just insane. Dembele, like France are the envy, I think, of a lot of nations. So the fact that he has them caps says a lot, and that's fair enough. But he says right now he's a bit older, but leaders for me are naturally born and lead by example. This is what Josh does every day and is a role model. He's an unbelievable professional. See, I love Joshua Guilavogui. I can't lie. I was like, I think he's my favourite player and he's not even played. Then I've seen him play at centre-back and that love I have for him did drop a little bit. I was like, okay, yeah, the wheels have come off. But I still love him, the person. He says, he prepares for every training session like a Champions League final. one of the last to leave training ground, does everything his body requires. He's a perfect example for all my players and young players, encouraging with arm around the shoulder, but demanding and telling them when they can give a bit more. I love that. I love that. He's come in at almost the right time. This could be one of Leeds United's best ever January signings, and he hasn't even played that much. Do you know what I mean? It's got that cult status vibe about it. Perfect example for the players. And like I say, I love when he's saying, you know, when they're not pulling the weight, I'll let them know. He has played many important games in his life, played with world-class players on his side to prepare for every simple training session, every match day, plus one session with a smaller group in a championship side. Although he didn't play that much, with a smile on his face, he is pretty inspiring. Doesn't overdo it with talk or messages, but when he feels it is the right time, he's there with a speech or insights. I think the players are respectful. It's what we need with a young group. Younger players can be carried away with their emotions, social media. Look at this guy who has dignity and delivers every day. It is a joy to work with him. I think it's no coincidence we have had such a good run with him and a great team atmosphere. If I would rate one of my best signings, of course, there are bargains, but Josh is one of my best bargains in my Leeds United tenure. Pretty happy we went for him, and he will play an important part in the running. And I guess when you think about what Farke has said about the three things like affordability, attitude, skill, and all that sort of stuff, he ticked all them boxes. We were linked to the likes of Kuyate and stuff, which I was pushing at the time. But, you know, we went for Guilavogui. It was a bit of a shout that not many of us thought of at the time, and what a signing it was. You know, what a signing it was. So, fair play. I think it's a great addition. It's a great addition. So yeah, I'm well chuffed with the signing of Joshua Guilavogui. In terms of lineup, like I say, we will know more on Saturday. I will share my graphic with you now. This is what I believe it could be, but I do think Ampadu might come in because he likes to play as captain. Could that mean Byram goes? I mean, if Schmidt doesn't make it again, it's not looking good. He hasn't even made the squad, but he should be making this lineup. So we'll have to wait and see. But it is short. It is sharp. It is snappy because, like I say, there's not much to talk about. I felt it would be like that. I did do a video earlier on with some of the members. They came on and chatted. Make sure you check that out. Sorry, I've had to cancel White Rose Rivals, but that'll be back again soon. And we have a video at 10 o'clock, the final word after Liverpool versus Spurs. So join me for that if you're still up. Thanks as always for supporting the channel, and I'll see you in a bit. Peace and love, people. Bye-bye. Thank you.